Data, 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 it matters where it's from. Data, 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 it matters what we use. Should I add that to my notes? Yes, and it's easier to remember things when they are in the form of a song. If you recall from my first video, we have input, the logic and equations, and the output. So when we talk about data, we are discussing the input, or the first part of it. I realized that before I explain the machine learning process, I should probably go into the source of data and why it matters where it comes from. It's really important to think about the source of the data that you are using. For example, if we are scraping a bunch of stuff from Reddit, think about the type of people who post on there and how often they might embellish things. You also need to consider the ethics of the data that you are getting and how you're going to use it. Another thing you want to consider is the data size or the data type. If you're studying a rare disease, for example, you might have a smaller sample size of like 200 people, and that may be reasonable. When it comes to AI and these large language models, though, you have a much larger data size, and there's been a whole thing about getting their source data from just scraping books and things like that and not properly reimbursing authors and other people that have contributed unknowingly. Another consideration is biases. So obviously, if we're getting stuff from Reddit, consider the type of biases that exist within that world. Let's say we're scraping data from 18th century British literature, for example. Think about the type of biases and mindsets that existed at that time. Who were the authors? What kind of background is going to affect how the data looks and eventually what the output will be? Another aspect is to consider the history and context of the data being used. Has this data been used before? Were there any lessons learned? It's important to know everything about the source data and where it's coming from, because that helps us be able to look at the output and analyze if it is what we are looking for. Okay, if AI is not magic and we have bad data or there's biases in it, then our output will also have the same thing? Exactly, garbage in, garbage out. In the next video, and probably the last one, I'll go into more of the machine learning. I'll also expand further on why I dislike people using ChatGPT, because all you're basically doing is taking all of this data and all the stuff that comes with it, putting it through the logic and equations, and all of that is just coming up with the quote-unquote most logical solution as far as what the end result will be. AI isn't magic. It's not really coming up with like these magical, fantastical, brand new ideas. It's just taking all the data that we've already got and predicting something.